and we are now recording.
Yes. Okay, welcome. This is Sven from Sweden, and we got David Wakeman over here from the United States. We're going to talk about membership plugins, and we're going to review them and cover basically what is beginner-friendly, the tutorial, support system, compatibility, functions, and most important of all, grades and price. So today, David, in this video, you will talk about which membership plugin?
We're going to talk a little bit about Wishlist, and we'll cover some of the basics about Wishlist today, and let you know what that one's all about.
Fire away.
So, all right, Wishlist is quite honestly a very popular membership plugin. It's one that you see a lot of people use. When I was setting it up, loading it and getting it started and everything, getting it initially set up was pretty straightforward. The one problem I had with this was the number of tutorials I had to go through in order to understand all the different functionality of the plugin and how to make them all compatible. Now, it will work with all kinds of different plugins. It's compatible from that standpoint. It works with all different types of autoresponders and payment systems, and there's tutorials for each and every one. But there's over 50 tutorials, and they're not long. So it's not like it's going to take you a long time to watch them. But 52 tutorials is a lot of videos to have to watch in order to set up a membership site. And so it became, to me, a little bit complicated, mainly because everything I wanted to do, I had to go back and watch a tutorial and then go back and review it and then work on it, on getting the membership set up. From my standpoint, I felt like that was a little bit cumbersome. It just seemed like there was just too much there. Once it was set up, it's sweet. It really works well. It will lock down pages for you. It will do things. There's a lot of functionality to the product. It's very, from the member standpoint, it's very user friendly. And there's a lot of things that can be done with Wishlist that are built right into the package that make it very functional from setting up a complete membership marketing tool. You've got the ability to build funnels in and to route things through a upsell standpoint, to interact from the membership site to an autoresponder back into the membership site. There was some functionality to where you can pull things out and like when you're getting into the membership site, you can pull information from the initial landing page that you may land on, grab that information, import it into the next phase so that when they do hit the membership login, a lot of their details are already there and they only have to do minimal things. So there's some functionality there that's really kind of cool. I just didn't like how long it took me to really understand how to use the plugin. I mean, that was my biggest issue is that I spent hours going through videos and going back and reviewing it, and I just felt like that made it a little bit less user-friendly from a setup standpoint than maybe I would have preferred. The functionality of it is really fantastic, though. All the tutorials are very easy to understand. They're very good. They're straight and to the point. There's just too many of them. There's just way too much. And, and it has a lot to do with all the functionality of the product itself. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Wishlist is a great tool, but for a beginner, somebody that's, just getting started and maybe this is the first attempt at setting up a membership site, this is their first, their beginning point, I would say Wishlist is probably not the ideal plugin to use unless you've got a programming background, because then a lot of the stuff that's going on will make sense to you. If you're just getting started and you really don't have a strong background in understanding all the different features and things like that, then I would suggest that maybe it's not the ideal plugin for you. from a pricing standpoint, they have different levels, you can buy a single membership for, I believe it was $97 with a coupon. You could buy a 3 license. You could buy a 3 membership license. You would pay for 2 and get a third one free, and that was like $197. And then if you wanted an unlimited license, it was going to be $297. And then you could set up as many membership sites as you like. The thing is, though, with membership sites is I really don't think there's a need to have, multiple membership sites unless you've reached a point where, you've got 8 or multiple different products. Because with the membership site plugin, you can actually set up different funnels. So you can set up funnels within that membership site that kind of gives you the ability to kind of segregate or isolate, different products, which was kind of nice. I really didn't see the need to although I do have a 3 license with them, because I wanted to have one specifically for experimenting, and then I wanted one specifically for one of the membership sites that I was using, so that I had one active and one for experimentation, so I could do other things. So I bought the 3 license, I bought 2 licenses and got the third one free, and I thought for $197 that was pretty fair. That was a good deal. So now I don't have to worry about experimenting on a live product. I've got one set up that that nobody sees, that if I want to make some changes or I want to test something new, I can go in and test it there and see the functionality and see whether or not it causes me any issues, which I think is very important, because once you've got a membership site set up and you've got people signing up for your membership site, the last thing you want to have happen is to add something or change something and find out that it takes you down. So that, from my standpoint, I thought was very good. Wishlist member.
I wish I had thought of that when I started membershiping.
You and me both, because the first time I set up a membership site, I didn't think of that, and I made some changes, and it blew me out, and I ended up spending a lot of sleepless hours putting everything back together again to make sure that it was functioning quickly. So I think that's a great feature, and that's one of the things that I really felt was worth the additional like $100 or whatever it cost me. From a functionality standpoint, I would have to say that it's probably has as many features as you could ever possibly imagine wanting to use. So everything's there. The other thing is that they have a membership for the membership plugin. Okay, and it's like, I don't know, it's like $20 a month to be a member of their forum, so that you can talk with other Wishlist members. They offer you some nice features, like additional plugins that they've designed for that memberships, for the Wishlist membership specifically. And, and that's cool and everything. But quite honestly, I kind of don't, I have not joined the membership forum because I just felt like if I've got to pay a monthly fee to interact with other users of a plugin or a theme like that, a tool like that, I should say, that to me I just wasn't willing to spend that money. Now, for other people, that may be great. Well, like I said, they do offer additional plugins, and there's resources and support that you can get through that forum. But I just found it a little bit over the top to have to pay $20 a month to be able to be a part of that. What other things can I tell you about Wishlist member? Have
you had any glitches or issues?
Well, they've been making some changes, and there are always going to be some glitches. I haven't seen anything that's really interfered with me being able to use the membership site. And when they do run into a glitch, one thing I do notice is that they'll repair it quickly. You can get very quick response from the support. they're quick to respond. You don't have to be a membership. You don't have to be a member of their membership forum to do that. They do support you, and you can get information pretty quickly and get updates. That is another nice thing about it is you don't have to worry about paying for upgrades or updates. I mean, if there is something that they had to fix, there'll be a patch for it, and you can add that and be able to be up and operational. I haven't had any issues as far as what you were talking about with Profits themes, to where if I upgraded WordPress or upgraded a theme where it caused problems. As far as setting up the pages and stuff like that, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. There wasn't a whole lot of pain or trouble in being able to set up pages, add pages. It does work great when it comes to drip feeding information to your members. So, and everything's pretty well locked down. So you can and you can set up multiple levels for your membership site. You can have a free version. You can have multiple different phases through that process. So if you want to have somebody that comes in and maybe they hit the free version and they get a little bit of basic content to prompt them, to give them value so that they want to sign up for an additional, for the paid membership, and you can take them through a couple of different paid memberships. So it works well for that.
All right. Is there anything else you want to cover?
No, I think that pretty well does it. I would suggest, though, that if you're just getting started in building a membership site, that Wishlist member would probably not be my first choice. I think I'd probably look at S2 member or Fast member because I've used both of them, and I've just found both of those to be easier to get started with. They all do the same things, basically. Some have a little bit different features than others, but I think all three of the membership tools that I just named work similarly. I just think it's from an ease of setup standpoint that you have to look at if you're getting started. If you're using, if you've been doing this stuff for a little while and you have a pretty good understanding of how to manipulate a plugin and how to set up different functions, then Wishlist Member is definitely a great tool and well worth the money. You won't go wrong with it, that's for sure.
So if you were to give it some points here between 1 to 5, what would you get today?
I would, because of the amount of ramp up learning that's involved in understanding Wishlist, I would have to give it a 4.5. I wouldn't give it a full 5, but I'd probably give it a 4.5 because once you do get through it and you do understand what it's all about and you are setting it up, it is definitely a very good tool. And it's, once the initial setup is done and you understand how to manipulate it, it works very well. And again, right. It's probably the most popular one out there.
Exactly. So would you say that it's a good thing or a bad thing that it's a popular plugin?
I would say it's a good thing because, that it has a great deal of popularity means that there's a lot of people that found it very useful, and it means that there's a lot of people that are looking at the plugin and they might find something that maybe isn't affecting you today, but might affect you tomorrow, and they've already found the glitch, so the fix is there, so you don't necessarily have to go through the pain and agony of dealing with it for an extended period of time. So from that standpoint, if there's a lot of people using it, that means it's being put through its paces a great deal, and I think that's an important aspect, and I think that's definitely an advantage for Wishlist.
I agree. Totally. All right, so would that wrap it all up?
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
If you're interested in Wishlist, check the link down below here and go out and take a look at it. They've got some good information on it. You can get a feel for what it has to offer. See whether or not it's something that you may want to incorporate into your membership future.
All right. And we got a promotion too.
Yay!
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to stop the recording here. That's all for today, folks.
All righty.